Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge Career Mode. My name is Mephisto, and today we're heading off to Europe for round 9 of the 2002 Formula 1 season. Let's get started.
Located approximately 60 kilometers northwest of Koblenz, the Nurburgring combines short straights with a challenging combination of slow, medium, and fast turns. Whilst the new Nurburgring pales into insignificance compared to the original Nordschleife circuit, the fatalities of yesteryear more than justify today's safety standards, which render the old 14-mile loop redundant.
And we jump straight into qualifying. This is my first flying lap. My pace wasn't all that great as we crossed the line in 142.745. On the second flying lap, I did slightly better but not by much, as we complete the lap in 142.491. Then, on my third try, I did a bit better with a 141.313, which is my fastest of the session. I decided to keep in my fourth try as well, just because I had a very good run throughout the lap, except for the end here where I dipped my left rear into the grass and spin the car around, and that was quite frustrating. Anyway,
Hello there. Welcome to Europe for round 9 of the 2002 FIA Formula One World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Over 30 degrees and climbing. It's a fantastic day for Formula One. Schumacher consistently outpaced his championship rival, the Renault driver. Montoya, second. Raikkonen, third. David Coulthard, fourth. Button was consistently faster than his teammate. He starts fifth. Ralf Schumacher, sixth. Heidfeld, seventh. Barrichello, eighth. Jacques Villeneuve, ninth. Fisichella, 10th. Irvine, 11th. Webber, 12th. Heinz-Harald Frentzen, 13th. Philippe Massa, 14th. Sarlo, 15th. Sato, 16th. Olivier Panis, 17th. The Renault driver, 18th. Pedro de la Rosa, 19th. Bernaldi, 20th. McNeish, 21st. Alex Young, 22nd.
here we are on the grid starting from 18th. That just goes to show how bad my pace for quali was. Michael Schumacher's in pole, Montoya second, and teammate Button is in fifth. Well done to him. Lights are out and we're off. Bernardi immediately makes contact with us, then Jenson Button hits someone as he loses his front wing. And then Frentzen and Webber also make contact. Quite a hectic start here, but we are now just behind Olivier Panis. I'll try to make my way around him through the hairpin as we enter this newly built section of the track, and to be honest, I don't really like it. I prefer the chicane we had in the previous years. Anyway, we've passed Panis. Next up is Sato, who I almost crashed into. Next are Salo in the Toyota and Frentzen in the Arrows, as we now come around to rejoin the old section of the track. But here is the start once more. Everyone drives away from the grid, there's some contact here and there, and this camera angle is completely useless. There we go, we are all coming down into the hairpin, as we can see Button's wing in the middle of the screen. We slow down quite significantly through here. It almost feels like La Source at Spa or the hairpin in Monaco. And we're now on board with Enrique Bernoldi, who has a better start than me and ends up hitting me as a result. Next we have our teammate. He has a great start but drives straight into the rear of Raikkonen's McLaren, so he'll have to pit in early. And finally we have Heinz-Harald Frentzen with a decent start. The Minardi tries to get in line, unaware of the arrows behind him. They make slight contact but nothing more serious. And we cut back to the race just as I managed to pass Salo. So next is Frentzen, and we'll have to get around all these midfielders, as it seems that the front runners are nowhere in sight. That means that we are being held up quite a bit. Despite that, I'm not going to try any risky maneuver, because I don't want to damage the car. so I'll just take my time, no pressure. At least not at the moment. And besides, even if I don't score any points, we will still be in the lead of the championship. With that said, let's try to at least score some points. As we come around to finish lap 1 of this 21-lap European Grand Prix. We are now reeling in Frentzen, but can we overtake him? No, because I slowed down for no reason. That was a bit of a stupid move, so let's try and focus from here on out. We've got a long race ahead of us after all. A few corners later, I managed to overtake Frentzen as we enter my favorite corner of this track. Don't know why, but I really like this banked left-hander. Anyway, we are now chasing after Felipe Massa in the Sauber. On the next lap, I get a good run on Massa and pass him as well. Next up is the minority of Mark Webber, which shouldn't pose too much of a problem. Then again, Webber has been doing quite well in the minority thus far in the season. As we come around to finish the lap, I tuck my car on the inside of Webber's minority and get in front of him just as we exit the corner. Next is our former teammate from the 2000 season, Eddie Irvine in the Jaguar. We are slowly making our way up through the ranks. And we are now right on top of Eddie Irvine. Nearly made contact there, but we're through and we're now in ninth. With Jack Villeneuve up ahead, we shall try and pass him as well as soon as possible. Coming out of fourth curve, I get a decent exit and a good run on the BAR. And so we are now in 8th. The next car is Heidfeld Sauber, some 14 seconds off the road. On lap 11 I had to come in for fuel and tires. I've closed in on Heidfeld quite a bit, but he's obviously pulling away again. But he will have to pit eventually, and that might be our opportunity to overtake him. With 10 more laps to go, this is now a straight race to the flag. And that was a decent 9.3 second stop. Looking at my wheel, I can see Villeneuve closing in fast, but can we make it out before he reaches us? That would be a no, and we are now side by side with Irvine. I go for a very risky move there, and I was lucky I didn't hit Villeneuve. That was quite scary. Anyway, let's try to get our 8th place back. A few corners later, I have a good run out of the Dunlop curve, and we're now back in 8th, or 7th as it appears. I was unaware of passing anyone else, unless I passed them while they were in the pits and I didn't notice. Indeed, it seems that I passed Heidfeld while he was in the pits, as I am now chasing after Kimi Raikkonen and Button seems to be in trouble. And here we have a replay of Jensen Button. He's coming up on a back marker, more specifically the Jordan of Takuma Sato. He tries to turn into the first part of the chicane, but his car spins around and sadly this is it for Button. He will not be very happy about that, especially after what happened in Canada. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to catch Raikkonen, but he is some 21 seconds up the road, so unless he needs to pit, I will not be able to catch him. Not in the time remaining. That's bad because I would like to put some points on the board. We're now coming around to finish whatever lap this is, and that is Button's Renault stopped on the track. And as luck would have it, I am now in 5th, courtesy of some pit stops made by the AI. But for some reason, and I'm not even joking, I've spaced out for a fraction of a second, completely missed my braking point and crashed into the tire wall. And now I'm missing my front wing. But yeah, I spaced out just as I was coming into the corner. That goes to show that it is never a good idea to record videos after only 3 hours of sleep. So this means that we will have to make another stop, which in turn means that we will drop outside the point, which is a bit frustrating. With no front wing, it's pretty difficult to keep the car turning, as evidenced here as I unintentionally cut the track. So we are now coming in to fit a new wing. Ooh, that was a bit hot. I'd be surprised if I don't get a penalty for speeding in the pit. 8.9 seconds later and we're once again on our way. Let's see whether or not we get a penalty. We don't, and that's very good. Last thing we need now is a drive-through or a stop-and-go penalty, but we've thrown away any chance we had at scoring points. And we're now coming around the final corner of the 2002 European Grand Prix. We are in 7th, just outside the point, which is really frustrating, but serves me right for driving whilst that tired, I guess. However, all is not lost. We are still in the lead, and to sort of alleviate my frustration, neither Michael Schumacher nor Montoya won the race. It was won by Coulthard actually, with Raikkonen in 2nd, Michael Schumacher 3rd, and Montoya 4th. So yes, they will close in the gap in the championship, but not by much. Plus, I have a very good feeling about our next race, and I hope I didn't just jinx it. I guess we'll find out when we get there. But for now, let's see the standings.
That was an absolutely breathtaking European Grand Prix. Here are the final results. Coulthard first. Kimi Raikkonen second. Schumacher third. Montoya fourth. Barrichello fifth. Nick Heidfeld sixth. The Renault driver seventh. With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. The Renault driver first.
We still lead the championship with 59 points. Michael Schumacher is second with 40 points. Montoya is third with 38 points. Raikkonen is fourth with 25 points. In fifth we have Coulthard with 24 points. Ralf Schumacher is sixth with 13 points. Seventh is Button with 11 points. Fisichella and Irvine share eighth with 5 points. Barrichello and Heidfeld share ninth with 4 points. Frentzen is 10th with 3 points. And De La Rosa is 11th with 2 points.
Renault still lead the Constructors' Championship, but with a reduced points advantage. Williams are second, whilst third place is held by McLaren.
Our team is still in the lead of the Constructors' Championship with 70 points. Williams are second with 51 points. McLaren are now third with 49 points. Fourth are Ferrari with 44 points. Fifth are Jaguar with 7 points. Sixth are Jordan with 5 points. Sauber are seventh with 4 points. And Arrows are eighth with 3 points. So we've just broken our winning streak. I guess it would have come to this sooner or later. I just have to make sure nothing like this happens again. The season is still far from over, and we can still lose it quite easily. So from here on out, we need to focus and try to be as competitive as possible. But our next race is the British Grand Prix, which is, interestingly enough, our home Grand Prix. You'd think that Renault's home Grand Prix would be in France, but no. Well, I guess it makes some sort of sense since their headquarters is located near Silverstone, but that doesn't stop it from sounding a bit weird. Anyway, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.